Hey, so what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is more about my little hospital adventure I've been doing with my little stroke I had in my back. So I am down to my last 24 hours pretty much here on my little hospital thing or whatever, and it's been an adventure, I'll tell you that. So here's my little hospital thing. It is a Minnesota VA, so they've been pretty friendly and stuff. I did have some problems, some challenges here and there though, but they do try to make you feel kind of welcome. At least some of them do too. And you get some that actually, take care of you. They go out of their way for you, so like too. And some others just do their jobs. The food kind of is blah, but it's okay. Yeah, I can't, say thank you enough to them or whatever. But they made my stay pretty welcoming for the most part and stuff. And they did what they had to do and stuff too. It's fun. But like I said, I'm down to my last 24 hours. I'm out of here tomorrow. Get to go home to a place where I moved to in good old Iowa, right? So I haven't seen my animals for a while. I haven't been around my eBay stuff for a while, which I want to thank my brother Steven and my sister-in-law Melissa for kind of manning my little eBay stuff going on, because I had a few sales and they had to do the packaging and mail stuff out for me too. And so thank you guys for that. So that's what's cool about the eBay thing. If you have someone else on the other side too, you can keep that business going even if you have something like this going on, so you're not physically in a store. But I am excited to get back to going and start posting more stuff or whatever too. So I'm excited to definitely get back to my animals too. I mean, they've supposedly been sitting there staring at my car and stuff like that too, and that's some loyal animals, man, especially that cat. So anyways, yeah, so like I said, I had a stroke in my back, and my stroke in my back happened the very last day, the evening of June 30th. So pretty much I've been in the hospital system since the 1st of July. So I've been doing this 8 weeks, 8.5 weeks now, 9 weeks. I'm going on 9 weeks here at this hospital here. And originally I started off at one hospital that jumped me to another hospital, then jumped me to another hospital. So I've been to a bunch of different hospitals though. But I was at Iowa City Hospital, and that's where they did all the experiments and stuff. That's where I talked about the aliens in the basement kind of thing. But that was it was fun over there, but they were drawing blood left and right. I was burned out. There was so much pain and stuff going on over there. I didn't like it here. Here was more, like I said, friendlier, and they went out of their way for me and stuff like that. In my own room, it was quieter. I actually get to come outside and stuff like that too. So it's not like a prison thing, and they do track you down for your meds and stuff, or if they need to get something from you or whatever. But for the most part, I get some little freedom here, which was nice. So I want to thank him again for all that stuff too. So, but I am getting back. I am just happy to get back to my little hobbies and all that fancy stuff too. I will tell you though, I'm kind of grateful for a lot of things. Like, I'm not gonna lie, man. There's time my brother and all them. They asked me to go to walk to a pond and maybe just throw a fishing pole out there where I could walk. Whatever. I was like, nah, I'm good. Because I think you can do it another time or whatever. Nope, I should have jumped on that too. There's times where I wake up in the morning, I was like, man, I feel like going for a jog. Or sometimes I was like, I just want to go buy a bicycle, go for a bike ride or something like that. And I've done that many times that I was like, I'm good. But I've done it many times where I wanted to go, but I ended up not going. So it's a thing. So it's one of those, since you can't walk now, I really can't do anything. I'm stuck in the the wheelchair thing going on here, which I don't mind. It's green, it looks good, I like it. So, but it's motivational. So you do burn through time, and if I can't walk again, that's my fault for not jumping up and doing stuff that I should have. So, and I'm also trying to move the camera around sometimes too, because I don't want these good-looking nurses, a lot of them actually think I'm trying to record them and stuff too. So then I got people that walk back behind me and stuff too. So, but obviously they can see I'm sitting here talking to myself, so which is fun. So yeah, don't mind me if I move the camera weird or something like that, or look like I'm looking at something else. But for the most part, I've been pretty good. So yeah, it's a hospital, so I try to keep the privacy kind of where it makes sense. So anyways, I do want to talk about the scary and the bad part though, about the whole situation. So they don't know what happened. They did an LP, which is a lumbar puncture, where they take out my spinal fluid from my back area. And when they took out the spinal fluid from my back, they took out 6 or 7 little vials of it, and they mailed it off. They sent it off to different labs and stuff to test it out and stuff. And it took a while and stuff, but most of those, I believe, from what I heard so far, everything came back negative. And that was like a month and a half ago, whatever, when they did all that. So I'm pretty sure it's still negative because they would have said something else. Even the VA here says no one knows exactly what happened. They just know I had a stroke at my lower back. So, and they do these T things here. It's like T1 going all the way down. So down here above my belly button area is a T8, and that's where it is. But it was a T7 or a T6 going down. But I pretty much lost all my movement below and stuff like that too. So yes, I'm still, using a catheter and peeing in bottles and stuff like that too. I am, have to pretty much sit down at a certain time to train myself to do a bowel movement and stuff like that too, which is not fun, by the way. I do have a little feeling and stuff like that too. I can't stand up. I can't run, obviously walk or anything like that. But I am getting some movement back and some of my leg and stuff like that too. So I can kind of move around or whatever. My left leg is pretty much dead, which is not fun. So, but I'm trying to get all that. I'm working with that too. They give me the tools and stuff to move on and figure that stuff out too. I got a bunch of exercises I can start doing. So there's hope for me to do it. But like I said, there's a scary part to this too. So there is in my spinal cord below, this is the most facts I've had so far and said explain stuff to me. No one's really explained anything to me except for one doctor. He's pretty much said you got in your lower area, you have weak, what do you call it, from my high blood pressure pretty much. So high blood pressure, big thing. And I have weak veins and such in my lower part. So if this happens again, which can happen again, I'm gonna go right through the same system again. It could get worse, but from what they're saying, it's gonna happen right down in there again and just paralyze all this hard work I've been doing. So it kind of worries me, like, am I wasting my time just to try to get better so I can walk again? To me, it's worth it, but at the same time, it's still scary, it's still in there. So biggest thing is I have to watch my blood pressure the most. They didn't really say anything about, my addictions and other stuff too, but I'm going to be a lot better with that kind of stuff. Like the drinking, smoking thing and stuff like that too. It's stuff. The big thing is I got to be monitoring, and I'm going to do it every day to check my blood pressure. My blood pressure is the key thing because our little veins can only handle so much. And back in 2007, I actually had to take a blood pressure medicine actually so I can get my upslip so I can start crewing on helicopters back in the day when I was in Korea. I was in the medevac over there, and it was I did that just to get it over with. My last doctor too, which I never liked anyways, but he had a point though. Watch your blood pressure too. And he also said one of the guys came by to me, so yeah, he's a cool dude. They call him G. I can't pronounce his real name though either. So, but yeah, so he was waving at me, so because he's off tomorrow, I won't see him. Fun stuff. But anyways, what are they yapping about? So yeah, so my blood pressure med is my doctor was telling me you can stay on your blood. I never did it. I was like, that's not gonna happen to me. Yeah, BS, man. When you say it doesn't happen to me, more than likely it's gonna happen to you. So don't ever think negative like that or whatever. I was like, I'm always gonna be able to walk, run, do all that kind of stuff, ride bikes, drive cars, right? Nope. If anything, I'm just gonna be rolling around and stuff in my little wheelchair, which I do like the green, so it did grow on me. And I got a red one coming too, so I do have a second wheelchair. So I'm gonna have one for upstairs, downstairs, one for like outside and stuff. So anyways, I'm sidetracking. That'll be a different video for another day. So my biggest thing is I am afraid that this may happen again, and if it does, it's just gonna be a repeat of everything. But at least I know what I'm looking at. If it does, hopefully it never happens again. And more than likely, I'm gonna come right back to the same building I'm at right now and do the same thing all over again. Probably see most of the same people too. So, but this is scary, knowing, there's that chance again too. But also anybody who had other strokes and stuff that affect everything else too, they still have a high chance of having a stroke also. But at least mine is supposedly they have a target area saying that's where it's going to be. But so it's good knowing some stuff or whatever. But at the same time, like I said, there's a high chance it could happen again. There's a chance I might not be able to like fully function, walk again too. But being 40 and stuff like that too, it's kind of young. I mean, I get it fixed up and stuff, no time at all. But it is still scary, man. You don't know what's gonna happen to you guys, so cherish that little time you get. But no offense, I'm still lazy, but I am gonna try to do a little bit more things. There's a Comic-Con coming up that I like to go to. Like Grant Gustin's gonna be there and stuff like that too. I'm just excited, to be able to do some more stuff or whatever and keep going. And it is gonna be hard for me to adjust, especially wheelchairs and crowds of people and stuff like that too. I'm okay with it when I'm out around nature or out like in parks and stuff like that too. It's a lot to take in though. But like I said, the scary thing is there's that chance still it can happen. They don't have a percentage of how or what, but they said pretty much you got to watch your blood pressure. That's the number one thing. So if I start doing something, or even like me drinking this Dr. Pepper, and I start monitoring my blood pressure and it's going up like super high again or whatever, I have to just cut that out too. If I do this or do that or whatever, I'm gonna have to cut that out too. So I really have to watch that stuff too. So, but so far, Dr. Pepper once in a while or whatever. I probably have a soda almost a day now or whatever. And I used to thought it affected me trying to pee or whatever. It doesn't. It's just the caffeine and stuff like that too, which is kind of good to get away from a little bit. But I still haven't had a Monster in a long time. I may wait a little bit longer before I start drinking Monsters again, but I'm still drinking my Dr. Pepper. That's my thing. So, but like I said, scary thing is this could happen again. Just be careful kind of thing is what I'm going to try to do. Moderate my stuff. Try to take it a little easier. I can't really be pushing around lifting heavy crap anymore. That's what one of the doctors says, because they look back to my whole history, is like I have always had a bad back, especially since basic training, me crawling it out of helicopters and stuff, me trying to be a skinny guy, lifting with my back because I'm not lifting with my legs. So make sure you guys lift with your legs and stuff like that too. So hopefully this never happens again kind of thing, and I grow from this and get a lot better and become a little wiser. And also another thing is taking care of myself better physically. When I do physical stuff, I do feel better. I gain some weight and stuff, and hopefully it's muscle, even though I'm not walking or whatever. I've been doing some lifting. So I'm gonna try to make a little gym for myself or something like that too. Something that, the family or the household can benefit from too, and obviously I can too. And yeah, it'll be fun too. So anyways, guys, that was just kind of an update. So, yep, hopefully I'll be home in no time at all. Till next time, kiddies. Till next time. And thank you for keeping up.